Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baharaka Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel, the reading teacher, to the Akims and the Iris and Byres and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. Now, there was a point in time when our people were fighting to get certain statues and stuff removed, you know, of certain slave owners, monuments that was up which reminded our people of certain incidents that had happened to us in the past. But what we have to remember, whilst we're still in this kingdom, there will always be reminders of these things here. But the scripture lets us know that in the kingdom to come, there will be no more remembrance of these things. No remembrance of Esau, no remembrance of these statues, etc. And this is what we should be seeking, to get into the kingdom. Now, this is what I was talking about. We've got all these statues there. Actually, let me come back here quickly. It says, why are statues being taken down? It says, activists have long called for Confederate flags and symbols to be taken down, but the accelerated removal of statues was fueled by a widespread protest against systematic racism and police brutality following Floyd's death, with more people linking Confederate monuments with white supremacy, according to Erin L. So our people have been trying to get these statues and stuff removed. Yeah, but these are Esau's legacies. Yeah? These are what he puts up to remind him of the achievements that he has had. I remember this one here over in the UK where the top of the statue threw it in a river. Then it was later recovered. I believe this is it here when they had recovered it. Yeah. But for these things to be permanently removed, what we need to be seeking is the kingdom, because these things won't be in the kingdom. Yeah. No more of Esau statues, no remembrance of Esau himself, but we need to get that transition in. Now, this is 2 Ezra 6:7 says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the part and the sunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So the end of the first is the end of this kingdom. This is what we should be seeking, the end of this kingdom. And it says, and the beginning of it that followeth. And the beginning of it that followeth would be the kingdom of heaven, which, we know is an everlasting kingdom. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand is first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So for us to be in a position where there's no more remembrance of these things, we need to be seeking that new heaven and that new earth, and that's what will happen. But until then, we have to put up with the remembrance of these things, the remembrance of Esau's achievements. Now this is Psalms 49:11 says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So this is one thing that Esau believes, that his kingdom is going to be this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to make his kingdom continue forever, and this is what they believe will happen. Why? Because then they don't get in trouble like other men. The Most High is not currently judging Esau for the wrong that he has done. So then pride steps in. This is why you can have all these statues and these memorial, of their forefathers who have done wickedness, but then they're portraying them as people that have done well. And in a sense, they have done well, because these are the ones that's laid the foundation for this kingdom and those that rule today to be in the position that they're in. So it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And we know that that's not going to be the case. And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And what we read in 2 Ezra, it lets you know that the kingdom that we're currently in, this is the last kingdom. You ain't going to have the Chinese rising up and taking over. You ain't going to have no other nations rising up and taking over. The next kingdom to come will be the kingdom of heaven, which will be our kingdom, which will be an everlasting kingdom. So this is what we should be seeking. We should be seeking for this kingdom to go so that we can get our kingdom in. That's when there will be a case of no more remembrance of these things that our people are fighting for. And for that to happen, for this kingdom to go and ours to come in, this has to happen. 2 Peter 3:10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens, yeah, this kingdom shall pass away with a great noise. Yeah, that's them nuclear bombs that we speak about. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So all of these things that our people are looking to get rid of, and the scripture lets you know that these things will go. At some there'll be a point in time when these things will be no more. They will be burned up. Yeah, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. I didn't look this up. This is what this is saying. Dissolved. These things shall be dissolved.
Strong's G 3089. Luo. Luo.
Says, look here. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. Says to loose any person or thing tied or fastened. Bandages of the feet, the shoes, husband. Says bound with chains of prisoner, discharged from prison, let go, to loosen, undo, dissolve, anything bound, tied, or compacted together, assembly, dismiss, break up. So everything that we see here, the Most High is going to get rid of these, says to dismiss, break up. Laws having a binding force. So even the laws that we have in place now, because Esau, he uses these laws unfairly. Yeah, these laws will go and righteous laws will come in, having a binding force, are likened to bonds. Yeah, using compact. So, oh, down there it says to dissolve something coherent into parts, to destroy. It says to loose what is compacted or built together. Yeah, that's what this kingdom is. Yeah, it's going to be destroyed, to break up, demolish, destroyed, to dissolve something coherent into parts, to destroy, to overthrow, to do away with. Yeah, that's what that's going into. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen to this kingdom. So it says, seeing, let's go back, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, are going to be destroyed, are going to be done away with, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Yeah. It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord. So when the heavens shall, when wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, yeah, shall be destroyed, shall be done away with, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So this is what we should be looking for that new kingdom to come in, when all of these things will be disappeared. There'll be no more remembrance of Esau. We know from the scriptures there will be no more Esau. Yeah. And that's when these things are gonna come into play in the kingdom to come. Yeah, us trying to obtain these things on this side of the fence is a waste of time. What we should be doing is getting ourselves right with the Most High so that we can get these things ushered in quicker. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 7:31. It says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So the things of this world are going to pass away. You know, the things that our people chase after, they chase after music deal, sports deal, film deal, you know, all the ism and schism that goes on this world that our people chase after, which don't benefit us at all. These things are going to pass away. But it says, and they that use this world as not abusing it. So, you know, we have to survive. And there's things we will need to survive in this world, but we shouldn't be chasing them as if they're the be all and end all, because all of these things are going to be it will be burnt up. It says it here. Yeah. It says, the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So our people shouldn't be looking to get prosper in this kingdom. Yeah, knowing that all of these things are going to go away, and the remembrance of all of these things in the kingdom, like what our people chase after in this life, in this kingdom, no one in the kingdom is going to be chasing after them. Yeah, those memories would be like a puff of smoke. You know, there's going to be a point in time where, you know, No one's going to be worrying about these things now. Yeah. So we should be looking for the kingdom to come in. That's when there'll be no more remembrance of Esau, no more remembrance of these things that are in this past life, this present life, I should say. That there will be the past life. Yeah. This is Job 18. It's like Job 18 and 5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Yeah, so this is letting you know that the wicked, the light that he has, because Esau is the light to our people at this moment in time. And it says that shall be put out. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, yeah, and his candle shall be put out with him. So everything that Esau has achieved in this life, that's gonna go, and it says it shall be put out with him. Yeah, he's gonna go with it. It says verse 16, it says, his root shall be dried up, and above shall his branch be cut off. So if the root of a tree is gone, and anything that's above that is going to die with it. That's why it said just a while ago, where was I? The light, verse 6, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Everything that he has achieved is going to go, it's going to disappear. In verse 17, it says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. So all these people that's fighting for these statues to go, these Confederate flags, the scriptures letting you know that there's going to be a moment in time when his remembrance, everything is going to go. It says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. It says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. It says, his memorial. Yeah, that's the same thing that these people are trying to get rid of. Go back here. List of monuments and memorials removed during what? During the George Floyd protests. Yeah. But there's still more monuments and statues that our people want to get rid of. But the scriptures let me know that these things is memorial, is remembrance, memory, memorial. All these things are gonna go. Like oh bloody hell. All these things are gonna go. So it says this is Job 18 and 17. It says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, his memorial. Yeah. Everything that is achieved shall perish, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. It says, he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling. So if there's no son or nephew, that means there's no more continuation of that seed line. And we know from Obadiah, let me quickly get that, from Obadiah, that there will be no more in the house of Esau. That's going back to what we just read here. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people. Why? Because his memory shall be obliterated from the face of the earth. Obadiah 1 and verse 18 says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So none remaining, there won't be any son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling. It says, they that come after him shall be as stone as they that went before were frightened. It says, surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. Because the rod of the Most High is not upon Esau, he has that pride in him, that his dwelling place will continue forever. Yeah. But from the scriptures, we understand that, his remembrance will be removed from off the earth. So our people, they're wasting time trying getting statues removed and all of that. We should be seeking to get the kingdom in. That's when these things will be permanently destroyed. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 4. It says, Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So everything that's going on now, the blessings that Esau is currently having, these things are only for a moment. It says the triumphing of the wicked is short. Now, how short is short is like saying how long is a piece of string. But we know that his time will not continue forever. This is what our people have to acknowledge. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. Because Esau believed that he is the Most High. He tried to set himself up in the seat of the Most High. Yeah, it says, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? So our people, they're wasting time trying to get statues toppled over, when the scriptures is letting us know that there will be a time when there'll be no more Esau, there'll be no more remembrance of Esau. Yeah, it says, verse Job 27 again, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Because even with, like, if you look at a dream, sometimes we do remember the dream, but they say we have X amount of dreams a night. And most of the times you don't remember these dreams that you have. Yeah. This is going to be the same remembrance that Esau has. You won't remember him at all. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Yeah. So this kingdom, this kingdom is going. Yeah. Esau is going to go with it, with the statutes, with all the achievements that is achieved. There'll be no more remembrance of Esau. This is Isaiah chapter 65. It says, and verse 17, it says, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. And this is what I was saying when I started off. What we should be seeking to get the remembrance that our people are trying to get away out of history, to wipe out of history, is that new kingdom, the new heavens, the new earth, the kingdom of heaven. It says, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. That's quite clear. The former is what is present today. These things ain't going to be remembered in the kingdom. Yeah, the Most High is going to get rid of all these things. It speaks about there'll be no more tears, no more pain, no more sorrow. Why are we going through pain, sorrow, and tears? Because of this kingdom, the things that we're going through in this kingdom. Yeah. So in the kingdom to come, these things won't be there anymore. Therefore, there'll be no more pain, no sorrow. Yeah. It says, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. That's what the Most High wants us to do, to be glad and rejoice. Yeah, in the kingdom to come, the kingdom that he's going to be creating. Yeah, for behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing and a people of joy. So for us to get rid of the remembrance of these things that are causing our people hurt on this side, we need to be looking for that kingdom to be ushered in. That's why the scripture says this is not our rest. Yeah, this is definitely not our rest. For some of our people, it is their rest. They're seeking to build, an empire if they could in this kingdom, to build whatever they can build in this kingdom, because they they don't see the vision that we see of the kingdom of heaven. They don't seem to have been given those eyes to see, and you can see that from the way where we might tell our family members, our friends about this truth, and it goes over their head. This isn't for everyone. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1, it says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there's no remedy, neither was there any man to have returned from the grave. Yeah. And their time is actually short, because the scripture lets you know that the devil's coming down on you with great wrath, because its time is short. You know, for some of our people, it's not short enough. You know, we'd like it to be yesterday if possible, but scriptures and prophecies have to be fulfilled. But the fact is, a lot of our people don't ain't looking for the kingdom to come in. You know, this isn't what they're seeking. They're seeking to prosper in this kingdom. This is where, you know, they want the life to be. When there's no life here, our people are continuously moaning. Yeah, it says, "For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been." So the scriptures letting us know that there's going to come a time where the things that we're seeking to get rid of in this life will never be. You know, but our people are trying to get rid of them on this side of the fence. It says, "For the breath in our nostril is as smoke." And what happens to smoke? After a while, it disappears, it dissipates, if that's the right word I'm looking for. It says, "And a little spark in the moving of our art, which being extinguished, yeah, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air." It says, "And our name shall be forgotten in time." This is what's going to happen to the wicked, to the ungodly. Their name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. All these things that our people are chasing after in this life, you know, there won't be in the kingdom for people to say, "Oh yeah, I want to be a rap artist." You know, like, no, that's not. All of these things are going to be forgotten. It says, "And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance." Yeah, these statues is some of the works which Esau puts up to to remind him and others of their achievements. All these things will go, man. So, and it will take 1 hour for all these things to go and for the new kingdom to be ushered in. It says, "And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof." Yeah. "For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again." So the Most High, as Esau's planned end, yeah, the Most High as Esau's end planned, we should follow that same plan. Yeah, we should follow that same plan. So our people that's trying to get rid of these statues and all of this, yeah, these things will all be here in this kingdom. We need to be seeking that new heaven and that new earth where all of these things will be wiped away. These things will be burned up as a passing. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that quickly. You know, like I said, the brothers then did a good lesson. Mysteries of the Kingdom, the trilogy. Yeah, speaking about Esau being erased from existence and the remembrance of Esau. And I just wanted to touch on that again to show our people that, yeah, the things that we're seeking, that's why it says, "Seek ye the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." And all these monuments and memorials that you want removed in the kingdom, they won't be there. Yeah, so with that, we close out. Going to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Maharakah Kadash, Kwame Allah.